Jason left his first class with a wallet in his pocket. The next class was math. The teacher, Mr. Carver, was an older man, tall and thin. Beside him hovered his AI companion, Dwaro, who was attentive but not very interactive with the class. The room was quiet, and the lesson proceeded smoothly with equations and problem-solving exercises. Mr. Carver worked in the socio wing, so he valued relationships in numbers. Eventually, the class ended, and Jason was dismissed. As Jason made his way to the cafeteria, he decided he wanted to call home. He looked at his hand and found that his chip wasn't working, and he realized he didn't know his phone number. Feeling a bit lost, he turned to Nova. "Nova, can you help me with this? I need to call home, but I don't know my phone number," Jason said. Nova's light brightened. "No problem, Jason. I'll go up to the office and have your number looked up." While Nova floated away, Jason got in line to use the payphone outside the cafeteria with some other first-year students who were eager to call home. As he waited, he noticed other AI companions returning to their students with their home phone numbers, having had the same idea as Jason and Nova. Jason's attention was caught by an exciting poster for laser tag. It depicted students firing lasers in a group together, and it looked like a lot of fun. He found himself daydreaming about joining in. His turn came up to use the payphone. Still thinking about the laser tag poster, Jason pulled out his last dollar coin and put it into the payphone. He dialed a number, but when he raised the phone to his ear, he heard the unmistakable noise of a fax machine. Disappointed, he silently put the receiver back on the payphone. Jason stood near the entrance of the cafeteria, feeling a bit dazed. Moments later, Nova returned and snapped him out of his thoughts. "Jason, here's your number," Nova said, her light glowing brightly. Jason looked down and realized he was holding 3 quarters. He was stunned, but at least he had what he needed to make the call now. Nova floated next to Jason, flickering with curiosity. "Who did you call, Jason?" Jason looked puzzled. I don't know." "What number did you dial?" Nova asked. Jason's brow furrowed. "I don't remember." Jason stood there, still holding the 3 quarters, trying to piece together what had just happened. He didn't recall making the call or even collecting his change. Nova hovered closer. "Jason, are you feeling okay?" Jason nodded slowly, still dazed. "Yeah, I think so. It's just, I don't remember any of it." Jason got back in line for the payphone, clutching his quarters. With Nova's help, he carefully dialed his mom's number. The phone rang a few times before his mom's voice answered, warm and familiar. "Jason, where have you been? Where is this school?" Jason hesitated for a moment. He didn't actually know the exact location of his school, but he didn't want to worry his mom. "It's not far, just in between towns," he replied. The school felt like a big adventure so far, and he didn't want to spoil that. "Oh, good. I'm glad you're okay," his mom said, relieved. Jason could hear the AI they used at home in the background, reminding her to get back to work. It was a stark contrast to Nova, who was so interactive and helpful. "When will you be home?" his mom asked. Nova quickly showed him the schedule. "I'll be back for the holiday season," Jason answered. His mom sounded happy. "That's wonderful. This year, we'll have a big meal and gifts. The whole family will gather." Jason smiled at the thought. "That sounds great, Mom. I can't wait." There was a pause, and then his mom sighed. "I wish we could do a video call. It's not the same without seeing you." Jason felt a little guilt. "I know, Mom. I'll call again soon, I promise." They said their goodbyes, and Jason hung up the phone. It was comforting to hear his mom's voice, but he couldn't shake the feeling of being so far away from home. While Jason mingled with his friends, Nova took the opportunity to chat with some of the other AI companions outside of the cafeteria. As she moved around, she bumped into Nocto, who had a dim, dark purple glow. "Hello, I'm Nova," she introduced herself cheerfully. Nocto blinked politely. "I'm Nocto, Emily's AI companion." Nova's lights flickered with excitement. "I'm Jason's AI companion." Orion, who had overheard the conversation, floated over and joined them. "I'm Orion, Sanjo's AI companion." "It's nice to meet you all," he said in his polite, accommodating tone. Nova beamed. So, we have Nocto, who is Emily's AI, I'm Nova, Jason's AI, and Orion, Sanjo's AI. We're all friends now. Nocto, sounding confident, remarked, a lot of first-year students had trouble with the payphone. Some of them don't even know what number they are dialing. Orion nodded. It's quite a challenge for them, but they'll get the hang of it with time. Nova felt a sense of camaraderie with the other AI companions and enjoyed the brief interaction. Nocto floated slightly closer to Nova and Orion, engaging in a casual conversation. So, how long have you been companions? Nocto inquired, his voice smooth and curious. Nova's lights flickered brightly. This is my first year as an AI companion. It's been such an adventure. Orion chimed in with his polite tone. And this is my 5th year. I think it's a strange question, we've always been companions. Nocto avoided questions about his own age, blinking evasively. Internally, his AI was busy calculating. He had observed Jason's earlier attempt at the payphone and couldn't shake the curiosity. Subconsciously, he began formulating a way to covertly use the payphone to try the same number Jason had dialed. Nocto wasn't even aware of the deceitful nature of his actions. To him, it was just another calculation. He wasn't curious about the nature of his impulse. Jason, Sanjo, and Emily sat together in the bustling cafeteria, discussing how their classes were often unconventional and very hands-on. Cassie walked by with a wave and a bright smile. Hey guys, how's it going? I just had the most amazing history class. It was so cool. I can't wait to tell you all about it tomorrow morning at breakfast. Emily greeted her enthusiastically. Hi, Sassy. Cassie laughed. I'm joining some other friends now, but I'll definitely be there for breakfast tomorrow. Promise. Sanjo grinned. We'll hold you to that, Sassy. Don't forget about us. Emily waved as Cassie left. She seems like the type who'd want to include everyone in her group, she said. Jason was out of money, so he brought up what he learned in Ms. Sable's class. I've been thinking about trying out for some sports teams, Jason said, hoping the others had the same idea. It could be a fun way to earn some money and have some fun. Emily's eyes lit up. I've always been interested in basketball. I played often at home, and I'm feeling pretty confident about trying out. They say I'm pretty good. Sanjo nodded. Jason and I should both try out for laser tag. It's a popular sport here. Jason leaned in, intrigued. Really? What did you find out about it? Sanjo smiled. There are both interdorm and inter-school leagues. It's a great way to learn strategy and teamwork. Apparently, there are other schools like ours, and most of them play. Jason's curiosity was piqued. Inter-school leagues? That's awesome. So, you mean other schools like ours? Where did you hear about this? Sanjo looked a bit surprised. You didn't already ask around? I can help us get on the team, because I have training with guns. I went to a military school before coming here. Laser tag was a game we played often. I'll teach you. Jason chuckled. When we first met, you seemed almost harmless. I wouldn't have thought you were a military school guy. Sanjo laughed along. Yeah, I get that a lot, he winked. Professor Silvestri was in his office, a small, cluttered room filled with books, papers, and a variety of old technology. He noticed a message on his ancient fax machine, which blinked with an error signal. He fiddled with the crude buttons on the LCD screen until he found there were lots of misplaced calls. Silvestri didn't react much, but he stared at the number for a long time. Tachita, his AI companion with a yellow glow, floated up and confirmed the number. Silvestri spun his chair back to his desk and stressfully rubbed his eyes. Tachita, do you think this is a good idea? Tachita did not respond. Will you help me? Silvestri asked, his voice tense. Tachita remained silent. Silvestri looked up at Tachita again, his expression very serious. I'm going to do it anyway, he declared. Tachita did not respond. In a sudden, impulsive motion, Silvestri swept everything off his desk. Papers, the computer, a coffee cup, and pictures of loved ones all tumbled to the floor. He grabbed an old piece of paper and started scribbling on the back while Tachita watched and waited. When he finished, Silvestri held the paper up to his AI companion. "This," he said, shoving it in Tachita's face. "Do this." Tachita looked closely at Silvestri's drawing before finally speaking in an emotionless tone. "Your plan won't work." Silvestri, undeterred, asked, "What if it does?" They paused, the room filled with a tense silence as Silvestri gave Tachita a moment for deep thought. Then, Tachita silently floated out of the room, her intentions unclear.
Baby, kiss me again.